All right, let's get you the latest on this. Tennessee voters rejected a candidate endorsed by President Trump to represent the state's 5th district.
Some breaking news tonight. CNN has projected that former Tennessee Agriculture Commissioner Charlie Hatcher will defeat Congressman Andy Ogles in the Republican primary for Tennessee's newly redrawn 5th congressional district. The result is an unexpected blow to President Trump, who endorsed the incumbent Ogles in that race.
Another Trump endorsement has failed at a time in which the Republican Party are seeing more candidates drop out on the daily. After the president threw his weight behind one of his most loyal MAGA congressmen, Andy Ogles, he lost his Republican primary to former State Agriculture Commissioner Charlie Hatcher. With most votes counted, Hatcher defeated Ogles by roughly 6 points, and he did it despite Ogles having the explicit backing of Trump, Mike Johnson, and the House Freedom Caucus.
One of the most MAGA-aligned members in this House Republican conference was backed by the president, is the same person, in addition to all the controversial things that you just mentioned, is the person who tried to sponsor an amendment, or rather a resolution that would allow the president to run for a 3rd term. I mean, it does not get more MAGA and more Freedom Caucus than Andy Ogles. And yet in this new district that was redrawn at the behest of Republicans, lost his primary. And I think it's notable when you consider, and at the end of primary season, we'll be able to take a more holistic look of this, of what the impact of being MAGA in the new maps looks like, but also being MAGA in a period of time where Trump is, and he won't want to hear this, and Republicans might not want to hear this either, he will be a lame duck. And so what does the party do as it tries to navigate that post-Trump period, even as he is still in the Oval Office? And so I think this is yet another reminder of the fact that there is a pretty heavy strain of resentment towards people currently serving in Washington, something we track on the Democratic side, something we track on the Republican side as well. This could be an outcome of that, in addition to the kind of lawmaker and elected official that Ogles has been on the public stage.
And the Trump endorsement is not automatically win you a race, as we saw in Tennessee last night. Meanwhile, 2 Republican mayors from deep red areas of Georgia are crossing party lines to endorse Democratic Senator John Ossoff. The mayors told the Atlanta Journal-Constitution they decided to back Ossoff in his Senate race because his work in their communities and push to increase federal resources outweighs any partisan loyalties they have. Imagine that. Both mayors represent some of the most conservative parts of Georgia. President Trump won both areas by double digits.
Now, Ogles is a hard-right Freedom Caucus member. He aggressively defended Trump, and he is very much as bigoted as him. He even introduced a constitutional amendment that could have allowed Trump to seek a 3rd term. I mean, if there was a loyalty punch card at Mar-a-Lago, Andy Ogles had already earned himself a free sandwich, and Trump still couldn't save him. And it's not like Trump just gave him a throwaway endorsement. He personally intervened during the closing days of the race. Back at the end of July, he participated in a phone rally telling Tennessee voters to support Ogles. And well, 9 days later, Ogles was gone.
Him too, but I'm just watching guys like you, and you're very talented people. The question is, will they vote? Because a lot of them are very angry at Republicans, to be honest with you. They're
Why is that?
I don't know. I mean, they're angry at Republicans, but they're not angry at me.
Interesting thing. Why?
They're not angry at me, but they are angry at Republicans.
Everyone's always angry.
And there are some areas that are basically Democrat, but they're Trump, like Pennsylvania. I win Pennsylvania easily. I win other places easily. Look, I won Michigan easily. I did well with Michigan. I did well with almost everything, to be honest. I did well with everything.
But it's a good point, Mike.
Now the question is...
Rogers lost when you were on the ballot.
Yeah.
And now he's up again.
Well, he lost when I'm on the ballot, and I won big in Michigan. But I happen to think he won.
Okay, well, that's...
No, I think it was a rigged deal. I think they rigged him out of it. But he's a very good candidate. I think...
And this comes as there was another blow earlier in the week. North Carolina Republican Congressman Chuck Edwards abandoned his re-election campaign after the bipartisan House Ethics Committee recommended that he be censured over his conduct towards female employees. Edwards, another MAGA stalwart, said that he will complete his current term, but now Republicans, they must select another candidate for November with the window closing.
Interviews with the committee, the women named specific interactions with Edwards that in their view went beyond the pale, invites to private dinners, late night personal texts. and in one case, a conversation about strip joints in Washington, D.C. The congressman had brought one woman on a trip to New York City for a political event where they stayed an extra day for his birthday, quote, for which he had planned a helicopter ride, dinner, and a Broadway show, unquote. The congressman brought the same woman to a White House holiday party and asked her which flowers she preferred. She said she was, quote, okay without flowers, thank you. He proceeded to buy her flowers anyway. The congressman was apparently having quite the holiday season. Just a few days later, he offered in a text message to his second female staffer to, quote, skip votes to help her decorate her Christmas tree, to give him, quote, the opportunity to spend a little more time with her. That staffer told the committee that the congressman arranged for a singer to serenade her at a birthday party with an Ed Sheeran song, leading her to tell a friend she didn't think the congressman saw her as just a daughter figure and that she was, quote, scared, low-key.
Yeah, it's not exactly smooth sailing for the Republican Party as another Republican incumbent has disappeared from the ballot. And Edwards is not alone in creating problems for Trump and Mike Johnson and co. either. Ohio Republican Max Miller remains under investigation over serious domestic abuse allegations and separate allegations involving illegal drug use, with his former father-in-law, Republican Senator Bernie Moreno, publicly calling for him to withdraw from the race. I mean, the reality show for the Republican Party, it creates itself at this point. Axios went ahead and described the recent Republican scandals directly as expanding the Democratic House map because districts Republicans expected to defend comfortably, they're becoming more expensive and potentially competitive. And that was the situation before Ogles actually lost his primary. Not to mention, another Trump-endorsed candidate lost their primary earlier in the week in Michigan.
If I don't run, will those people go out and vote? Because a lot of them are very angry at Republicans, to be honest with you. They're angry at I don't know. I mean, they're angry at Republicans, but they're not angry at me. That's an interesting thing.
Why?
They're not angry at me, but they are angry at Republicans.
As soon as he said that, I thought of you.
Yes.
Okay. How true is it? Are they angry at Republicans but not him?
He's full of it. The president's full of it. I mean, that's just the bottom line. And 43% of them in an average of polls are choosing the Republicans for the House. The Republicans for the House are outrunning President Trump. His approval rating is just 37% in an average of polls. They're outrunning him by 6 points. Among independents, the spread's even wider. I have it as a little nugget down there. The House Republicans are outrunning Donald Trump by 9 points, although they're both doing poorly. But the bottom line is this. When Donald Trump says that voters are angry at Republicans, not him, that, simply put, is not the case looking at the data. Voters who want congressional Republicans to do more to stand up to Trump or work with Trump. 56% say more to stand up to Trump. That's what they want congressional Republicans to do, compared to just 35% who say they want congressional Republicans to work more with them. As I said at the top here, what we're dealing with is Republicans are getting dragged down by Donald Trump, not the other way around. And indeed, among independents, what we're seeing is 65% they want them to say they want congressional Republicans to do to stand up to Trump.
And this connects directly to something we discussed in a previous video, right? Republicans are becoming increasingly nervous about Donald Trump's value in the midterms. One Republican senator reportedly described Trump becoming a liability as, quote, the perception in the room. And that matters, right? Because Trump himself is entering these elections from an increasingly weak position. If you look at his recent polling, if you look at how people view him and his handling of the economy, I mean, if you look at Fox News polls, they found that Democrats are leading Republicans 53% to 46% on the generic congressional ballot. That's pretty damning, right? And it's not like he's getting better news that Republicans can run on either regarding the Iran war or his economy, in which the recent jobs report, as well as the revisions from the past 2 months, make it even harder for them to defend. So Republicans, they're in a pretty tough position right now. They may still need Donald Trump's base, but also need distance from his presidency. And the closer we get to November, the more Republicans will ask whether Trump's involvement actually improves their own probability of victory. Because the answer back in the day used to be assumed. Of course it did. Now it has to be calculated.
Hey, if you want the full story, how democracy got here and how we take it back, pre-order our new book, WTF America, today. Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Let's do this.